Hello from the Global Legal Hackathon 2018 in New York City, New York. I'm Laurence Colletti.
I'm David Fisher.
I'm Trent Carlyle.
I'm Chad Jolly.
And Aileen Schultz.
And we're on the road with Legal Talk Network. And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to be here in the New York node of the Global Legal Hackathon here. And I got a special lineup here today, our first three-city call. So let me just introduce everybody. I've got, of course, David Fisher with me in Manhattan, the Big Apple, New York, Ranger Country, all that jazz. And then we've got our Denver office attached to us today as well. So why don't we just have everybody introduce themselves? Oh, and also Aileen. She is joining us from Toronto, Canada. So I'm going to first turn it over to David Fisher here. So just say a few words and we'll get everybody introduced.
Yeah, David Fisher, the founder and CEO of Integra Ledger, Blockchain for Law, also the founder of the Global Legal Blockchain Consortium, and with Aileen, the co-founder of the Global Legal Hackathon, which we just wrapped up here in New York.
Excellent. And Trent, my boss, my liege.
Oh, Larry. Trent Carlyle, CTO of Legal Talk Network.
And Chad Jolly.
Chad Jolly, here in sunny Denver, Colorado, software developer.
And last but not least, we have Aileen Schultz joining us from Toronto, Canada.
Hey, it's me calling in from Toronto. We're about to kick off here. I'm Director of Network Intelligence for Integra and the co-founder of the first ever Global Legal Hackathon.
Well, this is tremendous. So we are all at different stages of the hackathon. We just wrapped up, picked a winner, and things are beginning to close down here. And I know that we're going to lose Aileen here shortly. They're about to announce a winner. And then I think you guys over in Denver, how far away are you from announcing a winner?
It's about a little after 4 here, I believe. So we are about 4.5 hours away from the presentations. And the winner will be as quickly as possible after that. We also have to have the presentations turned in by 7:30 our time. So in a few hours, we'll see those slide decks coming through. They're looking good.
Excellent, excellent. So David, I guess we'll start with you real quick. Just wrapped up. Who won?
A team called Rights Now built a mobile app, which is just speech recognition and artificial intelligence, using, I think, some Google technology on the back end, just to make answers to legal questions as accessible and easy as just asking your phone. I mean, a simple, insanely simple idea, as far as we could tell, and as far as that team was concerned, it doesn't exist. And they did just an amazing demo, on stage, where they plugged their phone in and started asking it questions, and it gave answers, and they compared that to other kind of voice assistants, which did not answer legal questions. If you ask Google, for an answer, it says, here are the search results. That's not very helpful. And so they demoed an app where you could ask a question about a legal issue and you actually get a response.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. So they pivoted pretty late in the game to redesign that, and then had to totally start from scratch, I think, starting last night.
Yeah, I mean, we had 5 really incredible teams. Each of them had something really strong going for it. A couple of them had built full functional platforms. One on blockchain, which was just remarkable. Another one, which was kind of TurboTax for estate planning, fully built, fully functional, incredible. But the judges felt that the Rights Now insight was where things are going. And hard to disagree with that. I mean, I think we could all imagine a world where it's a little bit like Star Trek, where you just ask a question and you get an answer, as opposed to here are the 251,000 search results for how to file a patent, for example. Sometimes you just want the answer to the question, and that's what they showed.
Yeah, in our world, Legal Talk Network, when we have a question, we just ask Chad Jolly.
And how's that working for you?
I don't know. I think he fell asleep there.
Sorry about that. Yeah. The guy with all the answers, right, Larry?
That's right, Chad. So let's turn the microphones over to Aileen. I know we're going to lose here in a couple minutes because they need to announce a winner. So, Aileen, how many teams are competing over there in Toronto this year?
We've got 7. There's
7 teams.
A couple came out of the woodwork, actually. We had a remote team, one that announced themselves on Friday, but then we had one pop up out of the woodwork tonight that had been hacking with us all weekend. but remotely. So we've got a solid 7.
How many participants total?
I think the last count, and again, it's hard to say because people have been in and out all weekend, but I'd say probably close to 50.
Okay, wow.
50, maybe 60.
That's pretty healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Any, I know we're going to lose you here in a minute, but any really memorable moments? Like what's some of the most amazing things that you've seen so far?
Oh, God, that's such a big freaking question. Well, with a global lens, I'm just going to touch on that actually on a global lens because I don't want to speak to Toronto just yet because we're actually about to go into pitching rounds. And so, yeah, I'm going to hold off on that one. But globally, I mean, the most amazing things that I've heard of, I believe it's out of Madrid. I've heard one of their winning teams, they came up with a supply chain solution. So a supply chain solution for international goods tracked across the borders. So that was really cool. I believe it was blockchain based as well. Surprising. I don't know if you heard about Hacky. This is probably my all-time favorite, but the Ukrainian mascot named Hacky, this little dino dude with the legal weights on his antennas. I don't know if you've seen him yet, but really cool guy. He has been put up for adoption to the Global Legal Hackathon, so is now the official mascot. That's super cool.
To the Mars.
Oh, is that where that's coming from?
To the Mars. Hashtag, yeah.
I've seen him show up in the Slack channel there, yeah.
Crypto hacky.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, before we get to the beers, let's. What are the 7 teams? What are they? What type of products are they developing, Aileen?
Well, so again, I don't want to speak to that just yet because we are about to go into pitching rounds. But there's a lot of blockchain happening. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was 4 teams. One team was pivoting midway. They were a chatbot, and then they wanted to add an extra layer of blockchain. Of course, that is the term of the year. Yeah, and so I'm not going to speak to that in too much detail just yet, but if you catch me on the other end or tomorrow, then I will reveal.
Oh, fair enough. Well, let's turn the microphones over to Denver. You guys have how many teams over there?
We are at 5 really solid teams and probably have, I would say, 40-ish participants. So we're feeling confident. I think Denver's taking this thing. So
Awesome. And then are you guys allowed to talk about which teams are doing what so far?
Yeah, I'll let Chad talk about, he's actually on a team. I'll let him talk about what they're doing. But we have a team that is doing something on blockchain. I think they actually were talking to some of the Integra folks yesterday for quite a while. And team full of ringers there, Microsoft, Cisco, Law Toolbox, all coming together to work on a project. And all I know is they're doing some blockchain stuff. There is another team that is doing something related to intake for attorneys. Chad, help me out. What are before you mention yours?
There's a couple other folks that are doing some stuff related to Chrome extensions,
That's
I believe.
Yep. A couple of Chrome extension folks and pretty interesting. So that's probably a good segue for you, Chad, to talk about what you guys are doing.
Yeah, our team too, we formed with an idea and I legitimately don't even remember what it initially was. We pivoted, I think, within about 2 hours of sitting down and chatting through our idea. The direction we're going is we're going to tackle, I think, Hadfield's problem number 8, the unclear contracts or, kind of obtuse legal language in contracts, and we're going to try and clear that up. End of day, actually, ours is going to be a Chrome extension as well. We built an app where attorneys can come in and review contracts, terms of service. For instance, we actually reviewed the Global Legal Hackathon's terms of service as the proof of concept for our app. I think we have Facebook in there and Coinbase. I think we did the terms of service for them too. So yeah, it's going to be just highlighting positives or negatives in these terms of service, trying to clear it up for the lay people out there that don't get really into reading contracts for fun.
Excellent. Well, I just have one last question. I know we're running short on time here. So, before we close it out, I want to get everyone's contact information. If people want to reach out, participate next year in the hackathon, how can they find you? Let's start with Aileen.
Yeah, so they can reach me at Aileen at globallegalhackathon.com. Twitter is at copypurist. Or they can also reach me at Aileen at integraledger.com.
And Trent?
Yeah, so email Trent at legaltalknetwork.com and on Twitter at Trent Carlyle.
And Chad Jolly.
Yeah, so Chad Jolly, I'm cjolly at legaltalknetwork.com. And on the Twitter, I am at Chad Jolly.
And we'll close it out with the big cheese, David Fisher.
You can reach me at dfisher at integraledger.com. That's D as in David, Fisher at integraledger.com, or find me on LinkedIn.
Excellent. Well, we've reached the end of the road for today's episode, but I want to thank our guests and the hackathon for joining us today, the Global Legal Hackathon. We also want to thank our listeners for tuning in. If you like what you heard today, please find us and rate us in Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next time for another episode of On the Road with Legal Talk Network.
If you'd like more information about what you've heard today, please visit LegalTalkNetwork.com. Subscribe via iTunes and RSS. Find us on Twitter and Facebook, or download our free Legal Talk Network app in Google Play and iTunes. The views expressed by the participants of this program are their own and do not represent the views of, nor are they endorsed by, Legal Talk Network, its officers, directors, employees, agents, representatives, shareholders, and subsidiaries. None of the content should be considered legal advice. As always, consult a lawyer.